So for more on the latest Ukrainian drone attacks on Moscow, we are joined by Asia One correspondent Dasha Chernyshova, reporting live from Moscow. So Dasha, thank you so much for joining us. What is the latest information from Moscow following the large-scale Ukrainian drone attack and on the Russian capital and also on surrounding region?
Well, indeed, we have seen a very large-scale Ukrainian attack against the targets inside Russia, very deep inside Russia. We have to admit those were the targets of the Wildberries warehouses that are located in the Tambov region, the city of Kotovsk, as well as in the capital region, in the city of Elektrostal. We know that at least 30 have been killed. We know that 20 have been injured in the Tambov region, and another more than 20 have been injured in Moscow, and we are hearing that there have been other targets as well. The city of Lipetsk, Voronezh, as well as Vladimir have seen the civilian houses, private and multi-story buildings being hit by those Ukrainian drones, and they are falling debris. We're also now hearing about an attack in Kramatorsk as well as in the Bryansk region of Russia, where the Miratorg pig farm has also come under the Ukrainian attack. This is obviously opening a very new chapter in this conflict, because previously Ukraine has been targeting Russia's energy facilities, including the oil refineries, creating the gasoline shortage crisis across Russia's regions. Now they are targeting the warehouses, and obviously this is worrying many more Russians who are seeing this conflict being brought so close to their doorstep that they simply cannot ignore that.
So, Dasha, Russian officials say more than 370 drones targeted the Moscow region overnight. What have authorities said about the damage, casualties, and also about the effectiveness of Russia's air defense system?
Well, the efficiency of Russia's air defense system is the #1 question for many Russians who are witnessing these attacks on a daily basis. If you talk to people, they are now seeing the drones in the capital region. They do see them for themselves. It's not the videos posted online. This is something that they see with their own eyes. And obviously, this is raising many questions as to how Ukraine is managing to get that deep into the Russian territory. We are hearing about the residential, private houses being hit. Now we are hearing about the energy facilities and also the warehouses of a popular marketplace, Wildberries, that has come under attack. And to be frank, many people are very much puzzled, because they understand that this is affecting their daily routines. It is not something that is happening elsewhere on the border with Ukraine. It is happening right over their houses. Many people in the Tambov region as well as in the Moscow region won't be able to get their parcels from the marketplaces, and many sellers who kept their poor products and goods on those warehouses will have to compensate for these losses somehow. And obviously the families of those who were killed in those attacks are not going to see their civilian relatives back home again, because they were killed or injured in those attacks. So obviously the authorities here have a very daunting task to respond to these attacks. What the Russian officials are saying, they are trying to diminish the military capacity of Ukraine by hitting the targets deep inside Ukraine as well, diminishing their drone capacities that are continuing to target Russia. And for Russia, it is a very important issue here, because the past months have shown that there is no region in Russia that is immune from those attacks. And obviously the Russian president has also been addressing the nation, saying that task #1 is to increase the efficiency of Russia's air defense systems.
So, Dasha, Ukraine says it targeted logistics facilities linked to Russia's drone production. How has Moscow responded to these claims?
Well, there's been no clarification from the Russian MOD with regard to what sort of materials might have been kept at those warehouses. But we do know from the official data and the public data from Wildberries marketplace that those were just the logistics warehouses of a popular marketplace in Russia called Wildberries. So this is believed to be an act of terrorism on the part of Ukraine, because those logistics centers are in no way apparently linked to the military-industrial complex of Russia. It is linked to the marketplace and the sellers who keep their goods stored in those locations. However, the Ukrainian authorities insist otherwise. Obviously, the Russian MOD just comment on that, but for the Russian officials and the Russian people, it is indeed a tragedy, because 8 people who were on shift at the Tambov Wildberries warehouse, they were killed. We know from the Wildberries officials that the families of those deceased in this attack will be compensated with 2 million rubles each family, and those who got injured will be provided with any assistance needed for their speedy recovery. But nonetheless, we understand those were the civilian locations, as well as many others that have been damaged as a result of the falling debris from those Ukrainian drones.
So, Dasha, as both Russia and Ukraine continue exchanging strikes, what is the current security situation in Moscow, and have authorities introduced any additional safety measures?
Well, what we can certainly say is that there are limitations on the internet, and this is something that the residents of Russia are getting used to. It's not that visible in Moscow now. It has been visible before, but now it has subsided. Before that, obviously, we have been seeing the shortages of the interruptions, rather, to the internet connection in several regions of the country. These drone and missile alerts sent to the residents of several regions. The security situation is quite stable, but undoubtedly the Russian people are now seeing the effects of this conflict very close to their doorstep. And some of the videos that have been posted online of those attacks against the Wildberries warehouses, in those videos people were saying it looks like a Pearl Harbor in Russia. And so obviously this is not what the Russian population is used to, especially those who live very far from the front lines. But this is the reality they have to deal with now, and obviously in one way or another it is going to affect the public opinion here in Russia with regard to the demand for more talks and the end to these conflicts.
Thank you so much, Dasha, for bringing us the latest from Moscow.